My name is Danny Yang. My dream is to build generational wealth. Currently titled as a senior marketing director. The business is First Financial Security. Been doing it for a little over 15 years now. We came to this country in 1980. Laos was a country where we migrated from South China. Father and grandfather was part of the US CIA, and during that war, it ended in 1975, right about there, where everything was just to transition, and we were notified that we need to be migrate to the refugee camp in Thailand. And so my dad was a soldier as well. He said that we need to go and get our transportation visa or things like that to come to the United States. And then our uncle was the first arriving in St. Paul, Minnesota. And he said, yeah, I'll move to St. Paul where there's more community service, more program, more job occupation opportunity for all of us, and better school, university, college. Of course, we want the family to live together. Yeah, it was pretty. I was still young, but I, reflect back, sat down with the elder, my parents. They shared with me, how frightening it was to leave their hometown, leave their house, leave everything, their crops and grain, everything just left behind. And it was scary. They missed it. They missed home a lot. But they said, this is a new start, fresh start. They came here. They learned everything. It was scary because they don't know how the phone system works. The traveling, going to find a grocery store and shop for the kind of food that they are familiar with, and that they had the nonprofit and churches back then. Was a lot of the church that helped guide us through that, providing us a way like, hey, this is how you travel, take the bus, or ride your bike, to grocery. And how do you get your ID? All that was provided by just a lot of the social worker through the church and through social worker from the county. I have, developed myself a system of how to get better and how to focus, how to, adjust to the condition we live in season to season. It's a lot of effort because if you're going to invest time to yourself first. And I believe that because how I developed myself here. When we arrived in this country back in 1980, like I mentioned earlier, I wasn't speaking English. Imagine that. Until 6th grade, I started to be more comfortable in saying, I can speak, English. It was broken English for me. But now look, it sounds pretty good, right? So it took a lot of time, effort. So personal development, it was a key to it. I seek out a lot of counsel for from my school to school, counseling, staying after school, utilizing summer school, throughout college. I have, to ask a lot of questions, take a lot of notes, practice at home, practice writing, practice reading. So I read a lot of books just to get familiar with the language, the author, whoever. So I read from nonfiction, fiction to, magazine to success, to all these books. And so I developed I started to listen to a successful leader, motivational speaker that wrote books about self-development, improvement, things like that. And I started coaching people by practicing through business and churches. And when we start working with family, one-on-one or either family, and I started utilizing those information of knowledge that I can put into practice for myself, for my family, and teach my family and other people. Recently, just the last 2 weeks now, I've been working with the Congolese. There's a new arrival from the Congo Democratic Republic, from the Congo. And so there's more family coming in, and I'm working with them, showing them around town where to find their food, because there are either, from their country, they have different similar food like how we eat. So I show him around the town here where to find the right food, where they can shop, and they also need to learn how to plan ahead of time for their kids. They have a lot of children. They have a big family like we do too. Some have eight kids, some have 14 kids. Yeah, so you imagine that yeah, you gotta feed every mouth and plan ahead. They have to have a big old home. How do they do that? So I been spent the last 2 weeks going to family on these new arrival from the Congo here and showing them how to plan for their life and their kids and generation to come. Yeah. So they are so excited. They're like, okay, Danny, let's go meet this family, go have dinner with them. And so I've been enjoying that house hopping, we call it. So they're so excited what I'm showing them. Like, yeah, we need family, and we are family. We need financial understanding so we can build a life here. And so they take me to house, and now they have been passing the word that this guy named Pastor Danny is going to show us how to build our life here. I have this dream because one of my history influencer is Martin Luther King. When he had a dream, and that was the most thing impacted my history lesson. Taking government history or that triggers me to this day because why? Someone that can impact the whole world, and with the community, I can start with that. With the neighborhood community here where I live, I can change people's life. That's my ultimate goal, is to change people's life for the better, not for the worse. If we educate the community better, we can have a better future for the community. My parents or my dad wanted me to become a doctor, but I chose business. Why? Because I see that from the Bible I learned the five loaves of bread and 2 fish. How do you feed 5,000 people? That's the story parable I learned. That okay, well, if that is possible, I can learn how to do that, how to multiply that. How do I do the church ministry without be self-sufficient, right? And how do I help other people to feed these people, 5,000 people? It's the same question I asked today. So I teach business leaders, how do you feed people? Well, you have to have a strategy, you have to have a plan, clarity is the key to this. And so my goal is to build more generation when, if I'm no longer here, they can continue to manage all these possession in life, right? For example, housing. We were in the market, we fix own home and resell it to make it better, because the cosmetic of the housing, it gets deteriorated and it lose the value of the house. Same thing, we have to have investor to come and invest money into it, rebuild the house, remodel it, so other family can have a home to live in. Otherwise, if we let the all the house crumble, man, what kind of neighborhood we have, or we have a lot of family, like I was selling house, and losing their job and not being able to afford a house and have to dip into their savings. I have to come and learn how to help them save money in down emergency funds or things like that. See, so my dream is to build generation wealth, knowledge, wealth, everything. So that's why I work hard day and night. That's my passion. So I don't get tired of it. So that's my passion, my dream. Yeah.